Hi honeys, it's Michelle. In today's video, I am going to go ahead and do a recap and give my opinion, for whatever it's worth, on last night's episode of 90 Day Fiance the Other Way. I do want to tell you before you start the video though, if you have not seen this episode, go ahead and turn this off, watch the episode, and then come back to this video because there are spoilers in here. Deavan and Jihoon. In last night's episode, we saw Deavan and Jihoon now in Korea together in their new apartment. We got to see the inside of the apartment. It did look really tiny. I don't know, was there, I think she said there was not even like a living room area or anywhere to put a couch or anything. So I can see why she felt a little overwhelmed with how small it is. There is no explanation I can think of that would explain why Jihoon did not check this place out first. Just even if you set aside all the lies and all the weird stuff going on with what he's been saying, why would you let your wife, who's in America, pick an apartment online in Korea, knowing she doesn't know the neighborhoods? Then I don't understand. His parents are so disgusted about this apartment in this neighborhood, and I don't know their situation, but I'm kind of wondering why they couldn't help in some way. Maybe, but once again, why did the mom, Jihoon's mother, not want to make sure that the apartment was in a good neighborhood and nice for her grandchildren before they got there? I'm just not quite understanding this. I mean, if it was me, okay, I would have gone to look at the apartment first, or maybe even not made her be the one to pick it to begin with. Like, why not just have his mother help him find an apartment for them? I don't get that. But on top of that, is there a reason that they couldn't go there the day before and, just get it ready for the family to arrive, get toilet paper and some food and milk and all that kind of stuff? Instead, it kind of felt like, well, we knew that they hadn't been there yet, but I also don't think there was any supplies. So I'm just not understanding this whole situation. So now, later on in the episode, he tells her the truth finally, and now he's getting mad at himself because he screwed things up so much. It's like, have you no foresight? Do you not think about, if I do this, this will happen? How did he think any of this stuff was going to be okay? Lying to her about, I don't even know what. There's so many lies already just in this one season, but never mind last season. So then she tells him that she is going to go home when her mom goes home. I don't blame her. I don't know if she's really going to do that though. Because she said a few times that she has nothing to go back home to. And she probably wants a father for her kids. So I guess we'll see what happens. Let me know what you think. What do you think? Is she going to stay or is she going to go back home? And we didn't get a chance to see anything about Brittany and Yazan last night. I'm sure that the next time we see them, it'll be pretty explosive and intense. And so they probably wanted to prolong our excitement about seeing what happens next. So I look forward to next week. I'm sure that we'll get to see a little bit more about what happened with this couple. Ariela and Vinyum. In this episode, we had Ariela and her mother finally arriving in Ethiopia. And you can tell that her emotions are all over the place. I think she's just got the pregnancy hormones where she's just kind of, and after that long flight too, I'm sure she's not feeling good. I'm sure she's excessively tired. And she starts talking about all this anxiety that she has now that she's there. But it was kind of weird when she made the comment about when they were walking to this new apartment that he found for them. Hey, he found them an apartment. He's already one step higher than Jihoon right now, right? But when they were walking towards it, it wasn't in the best neighborhood. And she said something like, "You're not taking me back here to kill me and harvest my organs, are you?" And I thought, what? If you don't trust somebody to not do that to you, why in the hell are you moving across the world to be with them? That, I mean, just even that kind of trust. Like you should probably at least trust that somebody's not going to harvest your organs before you are with them or alone with them. Then they go into this apartment that he found. And you can tell he's excited because he got this apartment for his family. And I remember in the last episode, he was living on the couch at his brother's house. And I remember thinking, I think I mentioned it to you guys, oh my gosh, does he expect her and the baby to sleep on the couch too? Because I don't know that she's going to be okay with that. Well, it turns out he stepped up and got an apartment, which I thought, okay, great. Vinyum is really stepping it up. But then they go into the apartment and she's just immediately irritated. She says that it's too dark in there, which I thought was odd. So you don't like the colors in the new apartment? I mean, you didn't pick it out. You can't be too picky. And he obviously got an apartment that had already been furnished. So it's not like he got to pick everything out. On top of that, maybe they just decorate with darker colors out there. But then she seemed like she felt guilty about it, but she just really hated the apartment. She hated the bathroom. She made the comment about it being something out of a Saw movie, which it kind of was, but I felt bad for him though. He was so excited and he went out and found this apartment for them, and he probably really, with as nervous as he was about her not liking it, he probably got the nicest place he could afford. And then here she is not liking it. Is there a kitchen in that apartment? I didn't see a kitchen. And if I was in her shoes, you've got a baby, you need a kitchen. Let me know. What did you think of the apartment? Jenny and Sumit. Well, they looked awfully happy to finally be back together in this episode, didn't they? I thought it was very cute how they both seemed to be glowing. Although she made a comment they didn't get to have any extracurricular activities the night before, but they still both seemed so happy that they were finally together. And so then the next day they show them going out and walking around in their new neighborhood and getting some tea, which I thought that was kind of cool. They have roadside tea in India. I want to get roadside tea. Why don't they have that here? I love that thought. I'd pay for that. I'm drinking tea right now. And they sat down on a park bench and they had a discussion, and she said that she needed to see his divorce papers. And I thought, I know things are different in India than they are here, but you don't typically have divorce papers until a judge has declared that you're divorced. But, and I'm just speaking for here in America, you do get paperwork saying that you filed for divorce, though. So maybe that's what she was asking for. I didn't quite get why she wanted to see the divorce papers, though. He keeps telling her that the divorce is still in the process of happening. Then he said, well, I can take you down to the courthouse and they can prove it to you there. But I just kind of thought she was asking a lot, which I know he's got a history of lying to her, but I feel that he really is in the process of getting a divorce. And he moved away from his family 2 hours away, which is probably a huge deal to him to leave his family. I know in their culture, the families tend to stay in the same home or at least right near each other their whole lives. And so that's kind of a big deal that he left his family for her. And I just feel like she's not being patient enough. Am I in the wrong? Let me know what you think. Am I right? Should she be a little more patient with him? Or, I mean, I get, but then on the flip side, he's got this history of just nonstop lying with her. So, I don't know. Let me know what you think. But then they did show in the previews for next week, a friend of his talking to her, or brother, I'm not sure. I think it was one of his friends they showed in a previous episode, but they showed him telling her, hey, I've been going through a divorce for years. It's not overnight like it is in America. Well, it's not overnight here either. Sometimes it does take years, especially if there's children involved. So, I don't know. I think she might want to ease off the gas on that particular complaint right now. Like they've got enough to work through, right? Kenneth and Armando. You guys know this is my favorite couple. I just think they're the greatest couple on the show. I think that these two are going to last. We'll find out, but I think they will. The episode starts with Armando and his daughter Hannah having a discussion, and he finally tells her, guess what? We're moving and we're going to live with Kenny. And she got so excited. Oh, it was such a sweet moment. I was really happy for her and for Armando. Then they show that Armando is getting packed up to leave. He's going to leave his daughter with his family for, I think he said a week or two, while he goes and gets the apartment set up, and then he'll come back and pick her up, which that makes perfect sense to me. Why would you, it's not very responsible parenting to take a child with you without having a place to live yet, right? So I thought that was, I mean, he just seems like such a good dad, right? And then they showed, and he's another one who's getting the apartment before his significant other shows up. Apparently this is not that hard to do, because now we have 2 people who are doing it. Jihoon, take notes. No, 3, because Sumit did it too. So Jihoon, you are in the wrong, sir. Okay, anyway, back to Kenneth and Armando. Then they show Kenny on the road. He's driving from Florida to Mexico, but he's got to drive all the way. I think he's going all the way to California and then down. So he said he's driving 11-hour days. He's got this cute little dog with him, and they're driving along, and you can tell he's got that feeling that we would probably all have in his situation, where you're so excited to get there and be with the love of your life, but you're sad to leave your family. You're feeling a little torn, but excited about this new adventure in your life, starting a new chapter. Armando's dad, he didn't show up to say bye when he left. And I get it. Same-sex couples aren't acceptable in Mexico, and he's probably worried about his son. But what did you think about his dad not showing up? It really broke my heart. It made me feel like, because I really was holding out hope that he would show up, that he would set his personal feelings aside and realize that his son is living his own life, and realize that, we don't get to pick who our kids marry. It never ceases to amaze me how many families, whether it be parents, kids, siblings, will disown people because they don't agree with them on one subject. I will never understand that. To me, family is way too important to do that with. And it's very heartbreaking for people to be disowned, for different things. And I hope his dad comes around. I really do. If not, though, it's his dad's loss. Tim and Melyza. Whew, this couple. Okay, so in this episode, his mom is helping him pack, and she's talking about how she's going to be going down there too. I don't know if it's with him or after he gets there, because she wants to see if she approves of Melyza. Tim makes a comment to his mom that he knows it's not going to be easy. He knows it's going to be really hard when he gets there. That says if it wasn't easy, it wouldn't mean anything. And I thought, oh no, Tim, I'm not saying that you shouldn't stick around and try to work through problems with your significant other, but what I am saying is to just assume before you even get there that everything's going to be really difficult. Why are you going there exactly? Then he's talking to his counselor. He tells her he feels like he can't have needs because he messed up, which that doesn't sound like a very healthy relationship to me if you don't feel like you're allowed to have needs. I just feel like he's opening up the door to be controlled. And once again, been there, done that. That's why I know what it looks like. Oh, it's so hard to watch these young kids, making mistakes that we've made. His therapist says that if he doesn't go all in, if he doesn't make a real commitment going there, that they don't stand a chance as a couple. And I agree with her because he's telling her that he's not going to quit his job until after he's been there for a while and he knows for sure he's staying, which, I mean, I get it, but aren't you kind of saying that you don't think it's going to work and that you're not going to stay? And if that's how you feel, why are you going down there? Just move on. So what do you think? Let me know. Do you think that Tim should even bother going down there if he's already seems to think it's not going to work? One other question I have for you. What do you think will happen with Brittany and Yazan in the next episode? I cannot wait. I am on pins and needles. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Be sure to hit like and subscribe down below. And if you want to be notified right away when next week's episode comes up, be sure to hit the notification bell right next to the subscribe down below. It's that little bell. I love you. Bye.